For the past 4 years, I've built and ran a marketing agency, scaling it to over $30,000 a month, which allowed me to travel the world, continue pursuing my motocross racing career, and overall just live on my own terms. But towards the beginning of 2023, I decided to completely shift gears towards building my online coaching business and personal brand. And that may get you wondering, why on earth would I want to do that and stop pursuing a business that was already working and successful? Now, the first thing I want to just clear up is that you'll see a lot of people and gurus on YouTube talking about how SMMA is dying and social media marketing agencies are going away and SMMA doesn't work anymore and blah, 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 blah. Now, at the end of the day, agencies still work, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Agencies have been around before the internet was even a thing. Now, will the offers, services, and way agencies operate change over time? Well, of course, especially with the introduction of AI over the past year and a half or so. But running an agency is never going to die, or at least not anytime soon. Now, the reason that I actually decided to shift gears towards building my coaching business is because it had actually always been my long-term goal. I always knew while running my agency that eventually I was going to transition to a coaching and consulting type business. My agency was more of a stepping stone for me to make money, learn a lot of very, very valuable skills, and overall get me to where I am now, to the point where it made sense for me to be able to make the transition to building a coaching business. And with that said, while running my agency, I learned a lot of extremely valuable skills, such as client acquisition, sales, marketing, how to deal with happy and angry clients, how to build a team, how to manage a team, how to hire correctly, all sorts of things. The agency was my way of learning and earning, which allowed me to travel the world and live in Cape Town, South Africa part-time throughout the last few years, and continue pursuing my motocross racing career instead of going the usual route and going to college like most people my age. But anyway, my long-term goal had always been to build and scale an online coaching business, and here's why. Firstly, the online coaching business model is overall a much more scalable business than an agency, because you can operate with an extremely lean team consisting of yourself, a content editor, an assistant if you really want one, an appointment setter, and then eventually maybe a closer. That's literally all you need to scale your online coaching business to $1 million a year, and arguably you could probably scale it to that point literally with just yourself. Now, if we compare that to an agency, it is very different, because with an agency, the more clients that you bring on, the more people that you have to hire and manage. In my case, since I was running a marketing agency, I had to hire media buyers, ad creative experts, and anyone else that I needed to fulfill the service for my clients. This added a lot more complexity to the business and also dramatically shrunk my profit margins, as the majority of our clients' retainers would immediately be paid out to my team members. And I had to pay them a premium because I always wanted to make sure that my clients got the best results possible. And in order to hire gladiators for my team, you gotta pay for it. So overall, the coaching business model is just a lot simpler and a lot more scalable than an agency. You can work with way less clients while making a lot more money and have only a few people on your team in order to do it. Aside from that, one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to transition was because even though I was running the agency, I still felt like I had a bunch of different bosses telling me what to do, and who were almost never happy regardless of how good the results were. Clients would always have unrealistic expectations, and some would even expect us to practically run their entire business, and I would always dread client calls because I'd be worried about the client complaining about something or a problem coming up, or them asking us to do something that was outside of our wheelhouse. And one of the biggest fears that I had was them coming to us and asking for us to do something and we couldn't do it, and then them going and looking for other options in other agencies that maybe do provide that and then leaving us. So I dreaded every single client call, and when you're having a client call every single week, that's a lot of calls to be dreading. Plus, a lot of the clients that I worked with weren't tech savvy at all, and the reason why that affected us was because they didn't understand what it was that we were doing, so they couldn't respect or value the work that we were doing for them. And sometimes they bring up conversations such as, why are we paying you guys this much when these guys offer the same thing but for half the cost? They didn't understand the value that we brought to the table, our results, and how hard and difficult what we were doing actually is. To say the least, those conversations really riled me up and tested my patience. Now, my coaching business is the complete opposite. I genuinely enjoy working with every single client that I have, and I'm able to look at them more as friends than I even do clients. Unlike the agency where me and my team were pretty much looked at more as employees, with my coaching business, my clients actually look up to me and respect me for what I do and what I'm able to help them with. And I'm seen as an expert and an authority in their eyes, which has them treat me that way with respect, and they're just grateful to even be able to work with me. I actually look forward to my consulting calls with my clients, and it's like I get to talk with my friends all the time. And what's even better is I get to change their lives at the same time. Now, lastly, lastly, the results that I'm able to get for my coaching clients is exponentially better than the results that we would get at the agency. And although I would say that we were pretty good at the agency and my team really killed it, a prime reason I found that my coaching results is far better than the agency is because with the agency there were a lot more factors involved and a lot that we had zero control over. And there was a lot of things that led to the results and impacted the results that we had nothing to do with, and one big one was the entrepreneur's ability to run their business. There were many times where we were doing a great job kicking ass at what we were doing, but the owner of the business that we were working with had no business running a business. Like, they should not have been an entrepreneur and running the business, and they were just making very, very poor decisions, and overall they were just not a good business owner. Like the saying says, a problem that you're experiencing in your business is probably stemming from a personal problem that you have as the business owner. And I saw that time and time again with the clients at our agency. And with the agency, we wanted to be very careful with what we would say to clients and how we treated them, because if we tried to give them legitimate advice on how to run their business, their ego could get in the way and it could come across as more of an insult than help, and they could end up firing us. The coaching business is completely different, because the reason that my clients even work with me is literally so that I can tell them what they should and shouldn't be doing. When I give them advice, they immediately put their ego aside and simply listen to what it is that I have to say and implement it into their business. With coaching, I'm able to literally build the entrepreneur who's capable of building and running a successful business, while at the same time giving them the necessary tools in order to do so. And that leaves little to no roadblocks in the way that would keep them from getting killer results and building a successful coaching business. So those are the main reasons that I decided to transition to the online coaching business model and shut down my agency, and just some of the things that I've noticed along the way. Now, once again, if you're running an agency right now, I am not saying that the agency business model is bad or that it's dying anytime soon. I'm simply pointing out some of the experiences that I had and some of the things that I realized while running the agency compared to the coaching business, and why I prefer this over that. But overall, both businesses work extremely, extremely well. And the agency space specifically, I genuinely think is an amazing business model because there's so much that you can learn while building that business. So I genuinely think if you're running an agency right now, or if you're thinking about running one, I'd say go full steam ahead, because it is extremely profitable. There's infinite potential with it, and there's so many lessons that can be learned from it. Now, with that said, if you're looking to start or scale your own online coaching business to 15 to 30K a month, I left the link in the description below for you to book a call directly with me so that we can brainstorm a plan and see what we can do together. But with that being said, I hope the video was helpful and gave you some insight from my experiences. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.